Fighting corruption in Nigeria is probably the biggest lie that has ever been told since the history of this country. The London police stormed his hotel.
Police, open up!
They found for £3,000 of cash in his own suite, another £50,000 cash with his personal aid, and over £12,000 of property linked to him. A whole sitting governor who was untouchable at home and his people's life and property being swept away by the flood was being found with this amount of cash in that country. What an embarrassment. All of this allegedly happened in the year 2004, and this is the story of the former governor of a state in Nigeria. His name is Joshua Dariye. You see, prior to this event, the EFCC and his chairman Nuhu Ribadu were all seemed to be powerless because he had immunity as a sitting governor. And in 2007, after his tenure, it was as if the floodgate had opened. He was accused of diverting 1.126 billion naira in Plateau State ecological funds. This money was supposed to help the state tackle erosion and disaster because everywhere was literally being washed away. And this was not the only problem Plateau State had. They also had a religious crisis at the time, to the extent that the then president, Olusegun Obasanjo, was accusing him of not doing anything about this whole massacre. Over 2,000 lives were lost, and it was like war between the Muslims and the Christian communities in Plateau State. They had 23 counts of money laundering hanging on his neck, but they kept on going back and forth in court, and it took them 10 years. Well, I guess money can buy time and a bit of freedom. In 2016, a key witness painted a picture of how the Plateau Ecological Fund was diverted into different private accounts. There was a lot of paper trail and different London cash trades that bled the account of Plateau State dry. In 2018, the Supreme Court finally handed down a sentence of 14 years imprisonment for financial misappropriation and criminal breach of trust of the Plateau State Ecological Fund while he was the governor of the state. Once again, it was appealed, but this time, the sentence time was only trimmed to 10 years. To show you that fighting corruption is not a real thing in Nigeria, I couldn't find a court judgment that said he should return the entire sum that was actually taken. Instead, in 2022, he got a presidential pardon. And guess from whom it came? Yeah, you guessed right. The same person who came into power by telling people he was going to fight corruption tooth and nail. President Muhammadu Buhari. May he so rest.